geez, I'm watching a lot of things with my son now because he's been in my primary care now for 2 weeks and he's 5 years old and I'm over the fucking moon. It's just, I feel like a new man. It's hard work and I'm not proud of being a single dad, but I'm proud of being there. And it's, yeah, I get the cult of family now, like I get it. But I just want to say a couple of words about Lightyear because I watched it with him tonight and it's like, it's a really good example of just the mindless symbolism of a lot of woke films, because they're all so woke now. Like everything that comes out of America, it's just this, it's almost a cookie cutter formula. Like they're just taking genre films and swapping out modules. Like they're like, we'll make the male a female, make the white black, or whatever. Like it's cool up to a point, but it's often incoherent. Like it's there's something really dumb about the way this film ends. It's like, and it's not that I'm angry about it or anything. It makes me a little sad because it just seems like the culture's getting dumber. It's like, to be truly woke is an amazing thing, by the way. Like, I'm not anti, like, enlightenment, but it's not something that you can rush or force, and it's not really something that you can take from texts or ideology. Like, that's the problem. Like, religion would have just solved it all if that was the case. So anyway, the film, I'm not going to make a long video here. It made me smile straight away. Very early on, you see that Buzz Lightyear's commander is a black woman, and then you realize she's a black lesbian woman, and then you realize that she's in this solid long-term relationship with grandkids. And by the end of the film, this woman has a statue. Like, she is the figure of sacredness in the film. She's like, she's the archetypal figure of wisdom and mentor. Sort of like the wise old man, I guess, sort of. Anyway, that's all fine, There's the twist, of course, is that Zurg, his enemy, is not an alien. It's actually him from the future. So he's fighting a dark old white man. Like he's fighting the patriarchy himself. The symbolism isn't subtle in that respect. The story works quite well. And he does this with the granddaughter of his mentor. And she effectively, the lesson that he learns in this film is to not be fanatically committed to the mission and to honor in this rigid, desiccated, masculine way, I suppose. What's just funny about it is that, there's a sense in which you can tell that story and it has spiritual value. Like, I'm not fanatical about anything. But the prize for the heroes at the end is to become true space rangers, to be recognized again by their society, and to be placed in a role as guardians, as protectors of the greatest alien threats that exist. Protection from the threats from the extreme periphery. Which is sort of funny because the whole film is like taking what's at the center and sort of putting it to the side a bit, and taking what's at the edge and putting it in the center. So it's weird that at the end, suddenly we're just falling into this simplistic, aliens are bad, we got to fight them. But the really dumb thing is that the whole lesson was that you don't have, it's like, he was obsessed with the mission, and he realized through his experiences becoming friends with his mentor's granddaughter that it's actually, life is the journey, not the destination. And that, after he killed his evil self, he realized that what made his self evil was this fanatical commitment to the mission, to achievement, to honor and so forth. So by being made, they just end up back in that role. So the whole lesson is about transcending the system, honor, process, almost civilization itself. And then at the end, their prize is just to sit back in that seat and become committed to the mission at the highest level possible. It's just, yeah, it's just not that coherent. You know, like, this is what I mean. It's like, so they're taking a boy's adventure story, they're swapping out these modules, and they're preaching this sort of intersectional stuff, but then it just ends back at a masculine goal that's all about honor at the end. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, what was the point?